Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the First Class Sports Podcast. My name is Bobby,
I'm Eric.
and today is March 4th, 2024. It is a Monday. We're going to do things a little oddball here. It's been a few weeks since the Super Bowl. Got our thoughts together, let a few things happen organically in the NFL, and then we're going to kind of close, so to speak, this season. Because, technically, the new season for football starts, March 13th or something? Technically, if we're going to be realistic, free agency opens, all that other jazz for the next season. So, we're going to close this season today on a Monday. And the reason we're doing it on a Monday and not like a normal Wednesday or whatever is, well, one, there's no games to really care about. Two, Eric, you have a significant thing going on in your life. So Tuesday and Wednesday was really out of the question for this week, and who knows going forward. So today just worked out good. Now, I'm in kind of a looser shirt, kind of, weird.
He's trying to flex on you guys.
Here, Now, you can kind of see, if you can see the glare, tattoo going. I got a tattoo for my grandma and my uncle that passed about a year apart. So I I had that on the books, and so we're just going to let that heal and just let it breathe. So let's get into first recapping the Super Bowl. I went out with my buddy Chris. Now, you probably haven't met Chris, but he is the defending champ in, he just lost it, but he was the defending champ in our Dynasty League.
Oh.
Now Tyler has it. We have not traded hands until the draft.
Okay.
First day of the draft, like I said, we're going to B-Dubs, and we will pass it there like we did before. I like that idea. We'll just keep doing it. So I went to Twin Peaks to watch the Super Bowl. It was pretty fun. There's a lot of Chiefs fans in there. Excuse me. There were a lot of female Taylor Swift fans in there rooting for the Chiefs. Not gonna lie.
So there are a lot of Twin Peaks there, huh?
There was. We'll calm down. So there were a few 49ers fans. Of course, I was rooting for the Niners. There's a few things here and there. Overall, I actually liked the I liked the halftime show. I didn't think it was bad.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. I actually found, from what I could hear, because there was a lot of chit-chatter, from what I can make out of some of the commercials, they were pretty good this year. A few of them were pretty good.
Meh, I don't know.
The
only one I really cared about was seeing the Deadpool trailer.
Okay, so I'm excluding the trailers.
Oh.
There's a few that made me chuckle, and I was like, all right, that's a funny one. But normally, they've been kind of bad.
If I say, me, they've lost their luster for the past couple of years, and this year didn't do any justice for me.
Did you go over to Pete's?
I did.
Get some nice spread out there.
We had Chinese food.
All right. No chicken wings or like a dip. You didn't make a dip of some sort?
No, we made a dip. We made a Chipotle
dip. I was about to say, you normally
dip.
have maybe one, maybe two dips going on.
Yeah, but no, we decided no one wanted to clean up anything. So
fair. You know what? Fair.
So we got Chinese food.
I like
Chinese
that.
Food is never not good.
I get you. My parents were out of town. They were in Puerto Vallarta, so they weren't really here for me to do anything, and I'm like, you know what? So we went there. Chiefs obviously won. Went to overtime. I believe that was only the second time it had gone to overtime.
I don't know, but definitely did the overtime. I thought it was about to be a double overtime for a second there.
Because San Francisco took a long time on their drive.
They did.
And
all for nothing.
All for nothing. There was one play, and I'm like, I don't understand how you just let. There was a play at the end. I believe it was third down, maybe second down. But you let Travis Kelce get like 23 yards on a simple drag route. Kelce ran a simple drag route.
They let Mahomes run up the middle a couple times.
There was one, it was 4th and 1. I think it was the first 4th and 1. Chris called it. No, it was the guy next to me. I started chatting to the guy next to me. And he was like, it's going to be a play fake up the left, and Mahomes is going to run up the right, wide open. And sure as shit, that's what he did. He's done it a few times. I'm just like, how do you not scout that?
Well, that too. I know their second best linebacker. Not that made a huge difference, but it was out.
Yeah, it was. He went out.
freak play.
Was
he
it
was
MCL? Did we Achilles?
Achilles. He was getting ready to
He was jumping up and down. He was jumping up and down
to the field,
and he just popped
over.
Damn, it's a shame. Hates when that happens. I mean,
it's
not like he was doing anything dumb either. I mean,
it was just
players jump on the sideline, get hype.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not anything. Hey, you shouldn't be doing that. He wasn't doing backflips or cartwheels or nothing. He was bouncing up and down. I mean, players do that. I mean, I would do it and keep yourself amped and loose and just. He was bouncing, and when he came off a bounce, he went to move and just pop.
Yep.
It sucks. It really does. What was the final score of that? 16-20 to... Shoot. It's been a minute.
Yeah, so
20-something to 16, I think.
Hang on.
Because, I mean, what really sucks...
25 to 22.
25 to 22. Okay. So, what really sucks is it didn't even have to go this way because... a field goal was blocked. An extra point was blocked.
It was.
And I think even he missed a field goal. So I think didn't he miss a field goal and then a field goal was blocked?
Yeah.
So there were 4 points laid on the field by the Niners. And I mean, really all you had to do was make that extra point on the damn touchdown. You've been fine.
After that, you touchdown.
Yeah. Good for Kansas City going back to back. Getting that overtime the first time. It is weird that they had the speculation that like a lot of the Niners players didn't know the overtime rule.
Yeah, I heard that.
Which seems odd to me because when there's rule changes, I feel like those are announced in team meetings.
Maybe
so unless you're sleeping,
maybe they didn't quite understand it fully.
Yeah,
because this never came into play until.
Really?
Yeah, it took,
I suppose.
Because it was they changed the rules for the playoffs, and it didn't take into effect until the Super Bowl.
Right. And so, I mean, what a hell of a time for that to kick in. So, really, both teams got a chance to... all right. So, both teams had a chance to do it. To get the ball, even if the first team scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
The other team would still have a chance to answer. The only time that it won it is if the first team ends in a safety.
Yeah.
Really. Or obviously a pick six or fumble six or something like that. So I will say this, and I'm not trying to be biased. It was said by Bosa in the pre-Super Bowl outings, the Chiefs hold on every play. And it's egregious, and they weren't called. Did you know that? Did you know that they're in every? I believe I saw this stat. In the last 3 Super Bowls that they've been in, they have not had a single holding penalty called against them.
Look, man. I mean,
okay,
you can be.
I understand. I understand. There's holding on every play. Don't even try that.
Yeah, there is though.
What I'm saying.
Watch any NFL game, every single play.
What I'm saying is there were a few that were so egregious that I caught in live time without the replay. And I'm like, we're not calling that? That's right in front of the ref. And I quite literally mean right in front of the ref. I understand if it's just like a little, we let go. If it's something dramatic that affected the play, which some of them did on Mahomes' scramble runs, I'm like, what are we doing here? I can't. The refs have been so wishy-washy, and especially with the Chiefs. It was already when this set of refs were announced to do the game, people were already saying the Chiefs were going to win because it favored them in this specific key role of not calling holds.
Wow.
Because, certain crews call certain things more than others. And
True.
They favor certain things. It automatically favored them because they just don't call holds. And now, no matter even if you call them out like that, it's like, all right, what are we doing? I mean, look, especially when I can see it in live time. And then when I see it again in replay, even worse, I'm like, okay, that should have been called. Again, I just think if you're going to call something, call it.
Yeah, and be consistent.
Yeah.
I think that's just a tough sell, to be realistic. I mean, maybe statistically wise, whatever referee crew was there for the Super Bowl don't call a lot of holding penalties. But, I mean, if he had any other kind of different referee team for the Super Bowl, and maybe they're less calls than something else that, tends towards helping out the 49ers, then you can kind of be biased that little bit. I mean, it's people are going to find whatever they can find because what is happening now is we are seeing the current of age. I'm not going to say like Patriots, but like a team that could be a dynasty.
They are. I think they've cemented that.
And so everyone's going to find any reason at all to hate on that.
I just would like a fair. When I see dramatic and drastic things,
to be fair, we could go back and probably find and watch tape, and you could see probably a lot of plays where 49ers were holding too.
A few.
I mean, to be fair, the 49ers were leading majority of that game.
But not by a lot. It wasn't like the Lions blowing the lead that they lost.
They were still leading. That the whole first half was very defensive, and they were holding the Chiefs' offense to doing completely almost nothing.
And that's what actually annoyed me the most. And I think I actively said it was when you have the lead in the second half, it looked like the Niners came out with no new game plan.
Well, I mean, the
Chiefs looked like they changed their entire game plan and adjusted to everything the Niners threw at them. And I will give them that. What pissed me off the most was I'm like, you have the lead. Why are we throwing 3 straight downs? Hand the ball off to McCaffrey. It's like they didn't want to use him in the second half. I'm like, even throw Mitchell in there.
Right.
But I'm like, you have the lead. Why are we not handing the ball off? You're going to throw the ball. And that was the other problem. Mahomes was getting protected for most of the time. And Purdy did not have a clean pocket at all. The O-line could not handle protecting him very well. No, and so I'm like, run the ball.
Yeah. Some kind of draws or something.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah.
But I was like, boy, this is getting crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of time. The Chiefs' defense has been pretty decent all year long, and they continue to show why they've been.
I mean, even on
that's the team. That's what's been holding them together this year is their defense.
It was, and I mean, look, as you said, they found something going into the playoffs, and so I mean, the whole regular season was kind of just like, all right, they don't look good.
They were like in
that playoff mode.
They were like in some kind of like airplane mode or whatever. They were turned off. They were there. They just weren't. I don't know. It felt like it was almost. Let's just save it for when it actually matters.
Yeah, which they did. So kudos to them. Back-to-back Super Bowl champs, and I think Mahomes back-to-back MVPs.
Correct. So
I would have given it now. Now here's what's really funny. On the flip side, if I can't think of his name. Purdy didn't throw the first touchdown. It was
McCaffrey ran it in.
No, I'm talking about the pass. No, McCaffrey did not get a. Well, maybe he did. What was the passing one?
The Ayuk.
Yeah, that was not Purdy.
What do you mean?
Okay. I don't believe Purdy...
Oh, wait. It was a play. You're talking about when...
I actually don't think McCaffrey ran it.
Oh, yeah, there was like a little screen thing that threw it to one side of the field, and they faked it. They're right back.
It was a pass.
No, it was like a little pitch, and then they ran out and then threw it back to McCaffrey.
To McCaffrey, and he scored.
I don't know.
I can't think of the guy.
You're trying to say that person should have been MVP?
If he caught the other touchdown, because there was a play at the end where the fade was going to him on third down in overtime.
Was it Debo or Jennings?
Jennings. Maybe it was Jennings.
He had that one good catch where...
But to name me another player that would have had a passing touchdown, and then in overtime he would have had that reception. If Purdy had like another half a second... He could have thrown that fade right, but he overthrew him. He had a guy right in his bloody face. He couldn't step into it.
Realistically, they probably would have given it to Purdy.
That would have made no sense.
I'm just saying.
Jennings would have had both touchdowns.
Well, Purdy had his own touchdown, too, past the Ayuk.
Still, I don't know. I think I would have given it to Jennings. He had a better game, I think.
Sure.
Purdy struggled the majority of the game. Mainly because he had people all over him, but...
Right.
No, I think it would have had to gone to Jennings. I think that's the guy who had the passing touchdown. I'm pretty sure.
It could have been. I don't remember, man. It's been a couple weeks.
It has been. So, have you been following any of the new rules that they want to change?
No, I think. No, not really.
Because There was one that is pretty significant.
Well, there's a thing talking about getting rid of the chain gang. Is that what you're going to talk about?
No, going like all AI almost. Weird. No, I'm talking about this. It's proposed. It's not actually official, but it does have a little bit of steam. It is about onside kicks. This rule, teams would only be allowed to try for an onside kick when trailing in the fourth quarter and would have to verify their intentions ahead of time. Hang on. In the event that the kickoff team pursues the onside kick, they would be allowed to use an unbalanced 6x4 formation, which would give them a little bit of higher success rate in recovering that.
Why?
Hey, this isn't coming from the NFL. This was like, it's not the NFL, because that's what my dad thought. I was like, why are they trying to? I'm like, this is the Players Association. They're the ones who come up with these. It's not really the NFL. The NFL doesn't come up with these. They are being submitted by teams who want this change. So there are specific teams from players who want this change, and it's different.
Sure. I mean, I don't think it's really going to add anything to the game. I mean, just take away the surprise, why don't you? Now.
Well, I mean, normally it's not a surprise anyway.
No, you can kind of tell. You can get someone looking over at the other opposite sideline. There's always game time situations, and you can always tell in a situation where an onside kick, unless it's the Super Bowl.
I was about to say, but it would take away.
You're kind of like almost a decade late on that, if that's why you're trying to make this change.
It's not us doing it.
I know.
But yes, that would take away the Hank Baskett being a bum.
He should have got that.
Hank Baskett being a bum.
Anyways.
So there's that rule, which hasn't really been decided yet. So we'll see where that goes.
Hopefully nowhere.
Oh, okay. Also, there are rumors, and of course we've seen this for don't know how long, that they are trying to negotiate getting 18 games now.
I did see that, yeah.
Because they're like, ooh, we got 17.
Let's try for 18.
Let's go 18. I'm like, all right.
You better stop there. I wouldn't go too much more.
Then just get rid of the damn preseason. You better have, like, one preseason game? Here's the thing. If they go to 18, there has to be a second bye.
Yeah, or at least something like an all-star break type thing where you get like
every team has
every team has a
every team has
has the same week off. Everyone's got the week off.
Yeah, but I still don't know how you do that, because with teams having buys like sometime as early as like week 4, I think, and then some, I forget when the last one is, week
13, 14.
If you try to have a bye week 9 or 10,
you get 2 weeks off.
Right in the middle.
I don't know, man. They got
the next one's week 12. Like, I don't know how you do that.
Well, all those things are going to come up in whatever conversations they're having about it. So, I mean, let's hope and pray that that whoever's making those decisions makes something that works for every team. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree, because then you'd be down to one preseason game, which, okay, cool. 1 or 2. What are we at now? 3?
3.
Yeah. Okay. So I still think the whole problem with everybody already talking about is like injuries and soreness and stuff like that. Well, I again think you just add a second bye. That's probably the best thing to do. 1 early, 1 late. Now, how you spread those out, that is not my area of expertise.
It's above my pay grade.
Yeah, but I think that's what they were going to have to bargain for. And I would actually be okay with that. That would stretch the NFL again, because now you're adding 2 more weeks onto it. So now instead of Super Bowl being, unless you take a game away, you're not doing the Super Bowl.
You can't do it.
You're not doing Super Bowl until last week of February instead of the first week of February. That's what you'd be doing.
Yeah, I don't know how they'd do it without giving them teams an extra bye, but I don't know, man.
Players would be pissed.
They would be.
So, congrats to the Chiefs. I will say that in our Pick'em League, for our family league, Patty won out in Colorado. Cam from our Dynasty League. Cam.
Which one's he?
Yeah, Cam and Foz. He's always in the top 3. Foz, you would know him.
Sure.
Yeah, you will. He's always up there.
Okay.
It's his mom.
Okay.
Who jumped in. And then Lizzie won the other league, which you're not a part of. So
shout out.
So both of those leagues, women won. That's pretty good, pretty awesome. I like that.
It happens, man.
What's funny is Shay won a few years ago in that bragging rights league. The first year I brought her in. Now she brings Lizzie in, and Lizzie wins. I'm like, all right, what are we doing here?
It just shows you, man. Like you don't have to know anything to pick games.
Well, they both do know a lot about football. They both follow a lot.
Oh, okay.
So Shay definitely does. She follows it just as hard as I do. And Lizzie, I don't know, but I would assume she's a Green Bay fan though, so I would assume they're pretty hardcore. So off to free agency kind of news. We'll talk about that as we discussed earlier off screen. The deadline to tag is tomorrow, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we have a few tags already. Every team has allowed 1 tag. And so far, I believe only 2 teams have done it. The Chiefs have tagged Ladarius Sneed. They have also given him the option to seek a trade. Don't know how hard that is once you've been tagged. I truly don't. The other one is
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins from Cincinnati. I'm going to guess from interviews that I've seen that Pittman will be. Unless from what I've heard, Pittman's staying one way or the other. It's either we
Ballard said in a
he's here
interview he's here to stay.
It's either we tag him and work out a long deal, or we work out a long deal before we have to tag him. So cool.
You got a few more hours, Ballard.
Right? So cool. I like that decision. Great decision. Now, the other one you said was a few other ones that are not being tagged.
Yeah, Miami defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. I heard that was a player that people were thinking they were going to tag. He's their best defensive player, and he's going to hit the open market in free agency. Not to say he can't come back on another deal, but maybe not, because I know last year he was having some contract disputes and sat out for a bit. So maybe he played his last in Miami. We'll see him somewhere else. Don't know where he'd be a good fit at the time. No, we're not going to be able to afford him, Bobby. Come on now. Don't say the Colts.
We have like the 3rd or 4th highest.
Think about all the people we got to bring back.
Okay, accurate.
So that goes into like another kind of conversation. Sorry, we're going to go talk about Colts a little bit here, but okay, so you got Pittman.
Yep.
Minshew.
Yep.
Moss.
Yep. I'd say we let Moss walk.
You got Grover Stewart, Kenny Moore.
Okay, those last 2.
Julian Blackman.
I'd resign it. A lot of the defense I'd resign.
I think those are the big ones.
I'd resign all your defense. Offense-wise, look, running back, you have your running back guy. There are also a few running backs in this draft that can be a Moss.
I understand.
Blake Corum could be a Moss.
Good. I understand letting Moss walk. I think he's going to demand too much money anyways to begin with.
Minshew might ask for a little bit now that, he played a majority, damn near the whole season, and almost got him, and almost got us to the playoffs.
Yeah, and
one
made
game
it to
away
the Pro
from
Bowl
the playoffs.
too.
So, he's probably going to ask for a little bit more.
Yeah, so do you...
I think you focus on your defense re-signing, and then maybe offense elsewhere, and let everybody else walk.
Sure. It's just, do you... Yeah, I'm sure we could find some sort of other backup. Do you try to find someone that's like a Gardner who doesn't necessarily like a replica of what Anthony Richardson or how he plays, or do you find someone like
a pocket,
like a Tyler Huntley that was with Baltimore as their backup, or do you find like a Jacoby Brissett?
I don't know. That's interesting. Hey, let's just get Russell since he's going to be free.
Hell no.
I'm just kidding. Listen, we could talk Colts all day, but I think if we do sign Gardner, it'll cost us a little bit more than it did last year.
No, yeah.
We could probably go outside. Hell, I would be fine re-signing Brissett if he's free,
I believe he is.
So he would be fine. I mean, there's also several quarterbacks that you could come in and groom in this one. You don't have to get them high.
No.
But there are some that are going to fall, and
I feel like
still work out.
I feel like with how young Richardson is, though.
No. I'm
you
not
go
saying,
get someone that can.
But if you get another person like
growth.
this, but if you get okay, if you're going that route, help with growth,
yeah.
then I say you try to keep Minshew.
Or you get Brissett.
Yeah, but Brissett, okay, maybe a little bit more his playing style, maybe. But we can now go on to some crazy news. The Broncos are stupid, and they
we knew this was coming.
We did. I didn't even throw up a thumb.
With me.
Okay, we're gonna figure that out. Don't do it. Okay. Anyway, so Russell Wilson is being told that he is being released.
Yep.
Cool.
At the beginning of the new league year.
Listen, that's going to cost the Broncos $85 million in dead cap over the next 2 years.
That's it, man.
Okay. Right. All right. Yeah. 42 and a half a year, just dead money. All right. Yeah. Thanks. So they traded an arm and a leg to get him.
They sure did.
To get absolutely nowhere.
Nope.
They made the playoffs none of those years. And just where's your ROI? You have none. And so it's like, okay, I mean, now Sean Payton's going to start all over. Cool.
They're obviously drafting.
Who? Where are they at in the draft?
Hang on.
Yeah, you figure that out. I don't know what quarterback's going to be there. Unless you are working on trading up, which, again, you trade an arm and a leg. What draft capital do you have to move that far up to get a quarterback?
I don't know if they have any. But someone's going to fall to them. They are... come on, load. I don't... Okay, hang on. They are sitting at pick number 12. So let's see here. You got Minnesota in front of them. Could get a quarterback.
So that depends on Kirk Cousins. We could talk about that for a moment.
Jets in front of them. I don't see them, not this year at least, getting the quarterback.
They will or won't?
Do not. In the first round, no.
Oh, they have Rodgers still.
Chicago, their second pick is at 9. Atlanta at 8 could be a quarterback. Tennessee at 7. Would they?
Here's my prediction.
Giants at 6. There's rumors they're looking. Chargers at 5. Falcons.
Chargers are not getting a quarterback.
Cardinals at 4.
They're not getting a quarterback.
3. Commanders
they
2.
might. I've heard rumors that. Here's the thing, right? If New England, I've seen some things that are like, if New England takes a quarterback with their first pick in the first round, they're absolutely crazy. I'm like, what do you mean?
You got a new head coach.
Exactly. But here's my thing. You're gonna stick with Mac Jones, a guy that you benched 12 times throughout the regular season.
Well, they've already said they're trading him.
Did they? I missed that.
Yeah, they put a report out there that they're looking to trade.
Okay, looking. That does not mean they are.
No, doesn't mean they will, but maybe they end up cutting him.
Okay, same.
That's not going to be a big cap.
Okay, so the point is he's not going to be their starter.
No.
Okay, great. So then you look at some of the other teams. I'm with the theory, as much as I hate it, and we can talk about the combine. Caleb Williams is going to be a bust.
Wow. You heard it here.
First off, he's coming in like he's going to be a Jamarcus Russell type bust.
Oh, wow.
All this hype, he thinks so highly of himself. First off, hey, cut your dad out of any football talk. He needs to stop. He's not going to have an agent because he says he's grown. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No,
you went and cried to your mom after you lost it, which I understand.
Okay, that's different. But
I'm just saying.
Agents are there for a bloody reason.
Yeah, for all the negotiation stuff, all the stuff, all the jargon.
I understand if you're like
jargon.
I understand if you're Peyton Manning and you've been in the league for 12, 13 years. Fine, you can be your own agent. A rookie coming out of college in this league? No. Get yourself an agent. Cool. Just some of the things that he's refusing, all this other stuff at the combine that is just natural habit, like just common stuff.
You know who I am. I don't need to do this.
Yeah, I'm just like, who the fuck are you?
I thought the same thing too. There was when you sent us the text, like there was that rumor as soon as the draft buzz started to happen after the season ended, that you said that a report came out where Caleb Williams said that he was going to refuse to play.
He backtracked.
He did backtrack that, but I'm saying reports like that, none of that stuff is kind of stopped. You're hearing reports I don't need an agent. I don't this that and the other.
This one says
you haven't done anything.
He says he has declined medical examinations with teams at the combine and did not sign off on having his medical records shared with all teams. Williams is believed to be the first combine invitee ever to decline an examination. Here's the thing. He then went on to say, again, backtrack, saying he will for teams that bring him in for workouts. So after this, you have those private invites.
Yeah.
So if Chicago were to bring him in, he would do that there.
They're gonna do that stuff regardless, though.
He just didn't want to share with all 32 teams. His comment was 32 teams don't get to draft me. Fucking okay.
So everybody else did it. What's the difference?
Yeah. He's a baby.
What if someone wants to trade up and get you?
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying.
So no, exactly my point. So and then he came out and some reporter, and I wish I had it. God, this verbiage is not going to be correct. It's along the same lines. The reporter asked him, "What are your thoughts on do you have any thoughts, any reaction if you do not go number one?" And he said, "No. Because I know I'm going number one." Basically being egotistical and arrogant, saying, I've put myself out there. There's no chance I'm not going number one. Something along those lines. And I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. You know who else thought that? Have you ever seen Draft Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy thought he was going number one too.
God, I hate that movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
No, I'm sorry,
I love
man.
I've watched it twice.
So
I watched
bad.
it twice.
Hey, man, to each their own.
All right. See, we have a little bit. We're on a lot of the same page on some movies, and then there's other movies that I'm just like, wow, that was a great freaking movie. I quite enjoyed it, especially that.
I'm trying to name a movie that you didn't like that I like.
Oh, probably.
But anyways,
we can figure that out. That's another podcast.
Yeah. But I was gonna say I'm still in the camp where the Bears keep Justin Fields, and you draft Marvin Harrison Jr. number one.
That's what I think they should do.
But they won't.
I'm hearing this, and the biggest rumor mill is there's something already in the works that Fields is going to be traded to Atlanta.
Okay, let's say there's 4 teams linked to him currently.
It's Atlanta,
Vegas, Minnesota,
and Steelers.
Yeah,
Steelers was another one. I like Atlanta. I like that.
I do too.
Atlanta.
I agree.
Again, if they do that in Chicago, my bus statement then just gets intensified because they can't groom a quarterback to save their life. So
get your team an offensive line. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, but for how long has Chicago been a team and they haven't had success at a quarterback that they've drafted? I'm not talking like the Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler was groomed elsewhere.
Well, yeah, no, he was a free agent. No, it was a trade. They traded for him.
They straight up traded quarterbacks.
Yeah. Who they traded away?
It was Cutler and balls. No, I can't remember.
Nah, fuck it. Who cares? Anyways, because they're both out of the league.
That was ages ago.
Wow, that's weird to say.
2007 or 8.
It was like it was just yesterday.
So there's that. I truly think Caleb is going to go 1 now. Fields will be traded. Number 2 is Washington. Mm-hmm. That's a tricky pick.
I already taken a quarterback. Just which one?
Quarterback, which one? I think probably Drake May. I don't like that pick.
I mean, send me the jury's out on that kid. Take him. I don't think he's going to do anything.
I still think the best quarterback in this draft is probably the Heisman winner, the kid out of LSU.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard that's who New England is high on.
Good. If he falls to New England would be stupid not to draft him.
Yeah.
And then you got 4. That means Arizona would get Marvin
Harrison Jr.
unless someone moves to their spot.
Which I have. There's a rumor out there. You're gonna hear a bunch of rumors during this time of year, but there's a rumor that Arizona's thinking about trading back. But everyone talks about that kind of crap. Shoot, last year before the Colts picked Anthony Richardson, there was talk about
us getting Will
trading
Levis.
back.
And yeah, the Will Levis, and then Will Levis didn't even go in the first round, so that was great. That was fantastic for me to hear.
There's so much smoke during this time of year.
Was it you? Someone asked what it would take for us to go get Marvin Harrison. I'm like, a lot. I don't think we have that draft capital.
Now,
would we be ballsy enough to do it? Listen,
I would love it.
I would love it. I would love it. What would it take?
I would say do whatever it takes, but hey, whatever.
What do you think it would take?
Well, you're gonna have to give up your one this year, your one probably next year.
And maybe a conditional 3 that could turn into a 2?
Sure. And I'm not giving up a player. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. No players. Absolutely no players.
I'm not going to be dumb like the Panthers.
DJ Moore? All right.
Which is a decent... Anyways. But I would give up a handful of draft picks. You have to give up all your draft capital for the next 3 years at least.
But then you put...
Maybe some futures.
But then you get Downs, Pittman,
and Harrison Jr.
That's disgusting.
And you got JT.
And you got JT with, hopefully, fingers crossed, a healthy AR.
Yeah. But, all in all, it ain't going to happen. No. Now, the one thing that came out of this combine week that intrigued me a lot, and I brought it up to you and Zach, was I saw a report that during the time, because each player gets a little time with the media during the combine time, and Brock Bowers, when he came out, that had his media time. There was a rumor, a little thing came out there that Colts personnel had 15 to 20 people in attendance, and I already heard we had an interview with the guy.
That's crazy.
Now, I'm starting to me, I think that's starting to gain some traction. That is a possibility we could get him.
Does he fall to 15, though?
I'm thinking there's a chance. Why? Because the stocks on, now going a little bit of combine talk now here too, is a couple wide receiver stocks went up. The most noteworthy being Xavier Worthy, who broke the 40 combine.
He did.
Held by John Ross. John Ross had it at 4.22, and he had 4.21.
Disgusting.
His teammate in Texas, Adonai Mitchell, is 6'4", dude's freakish athlete, ran 4.39. His stock is rising.
Yep.
And then the other guy whose stock is rising is so you got Malik Neighbors from LSU. His teammate Brian Thomas Jr. Another 6'4" big dude, ran a 4.3 as well.
God, that's disgusting.
His stock is rising. So you already got Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, who I just mentioned, Rome Odunze from Washington, and now you got Troy Franklin from Oregon's a top receiver. You got
the other Ohio State.
No, he dropped out.
Huh?
The guy. Yeah, I can't say his name. He dropped out. He's coming out of the draft next year.
So he's staying this year.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you got 7 receivers, and 4 of them have been locked and loaded since the beginning of the draft talk. Now 3 of them are rising up there to where I'm not saying they're going to be a top 15 pick, but they could be.
I get you, because who would you want the Chargers to take? In my opinion, you got to work on that defense.
Yeah, or O-line.
Or O-line, because I feel like
they have weapons.
Have some weapons. They're always bloody hurt.
I don't see them, like I told you, I don't see Chargers taking Bowers only because of, you got Harbaugh at coach, and he brought in who was his offensive coordinator when he was with San Francisco.
Yep, I remember, yep.
And what do they like to do? And what do they like to do at Michigan?
Run
the ball.
Run the damn ball.
You're going to need a blocking tight end.
You need a blocking tight end.
Bowers, if you look at the comparison to most
season.
builds of an NFL tight end, now, again, he's young. He can get muscle and get bigger, but he's a lot smaller.
He's a receiver tight end.
Yeah.
Would you be okay? You originally said no in our text feed. Would you be okay drafting Bowers? Knowing how we also like to operate. We hold
I'd be okay with it.
Tight ends.
I'd be okay with it. I could see how that would benefit our offense, which I feel like needs more firepower. At the same time, though, I feel like our defense could use a bit of improvement, but maybe the defensive class is so deep that someone's there. But at the same time, there's some couple DBs and DNs that really intrigue me who I know are probably going to be there at 15.
We got Kool-Aid. We got I like a DB out of Michigan.
Well,
I can't say his name.
The one guy I want to talk about, I won't talk about him a whole lot because I don't know too much about him until this past week, is he's from Toledo, a small school. He blew it up at the Senior Bowl, and usually based off history, players that sometimes are like explode at the Senior Bowl and then perform well at the combine and everything usually tend to get higher draft stock and have some at least decent careers. And his name's Quinion Mitchell. He's from Toledo. He ran like a 4.4, 4.3. He's like 6'2". Big dude.
I don't know if I've heard of him. I need to look up a few more, obviously, because we have a rookie draft too.
Look him up. So you got him. There's another cornerback, which Kool-Aid plays safety, I believe.
Yeah.
But there's a cornerback from Alabama named Terrion Arnold.
Yes. Yeah, I know of him. Yep.
And then you got the young guy from Clemson, Wiggins, who he did something to his hamstring on the 40-yard dash.
Makes sense. Okay. There were a few.
But he was running 4.3, 4.2. He was running fast too, man.
There were a few people that didn't finish. It didn't seem like the wide receiver out of Michigan, Wilson, finished either. He only had like 2 things I could look up. Yeah. So maybe he didn't finish his, but he ran a good 40. I think he ran a 4.3.
Yeah, and then there's some good defensive liners, edge out of Alabama.
Yeah. So I like the DB comment because I think we are low on DBs for sure.
But at the same time, too, our DBs that we have on roster are all young. So maybe you bring in a veteran to help counteract that and bring Kenny Moore back. And then maybe, you draft a D end or something because I feel like although our defense generated a lot of sacks this year, I don't feel like they generated a lot of pressure. They had a lot of sacks statistically. It just didn't feel like it when you watch the game that we were getting to the quarterback that often.
I thought we actually had statistically.
No, statistically we were up there for sacks. I'm just saying it didn't feel like it watching a Colts game.
Some of them no, but statistically I think we had a great year. So adding another person, maybe getting a blitzing linebacker would help here and there too. So it is what it is.
But our defensive coordinator doesn't blitz.
Fire his ass.
They're not going to.
Okay. Well, we already did re-sign him for another year. I know you don't like him.
I don't.
I've had a few comments at him myself throughout the year.
But yes, I'm okay with us getting Bowers, by the way.
So what other comment do we want to make here? The only other thing that I think I have is another big news happened today. Jason Kelce is retired.
Oh, yeah.
He came out and officially announced his retirement. So another good one gone. A lineman, one of the Kelce brothers.
Well, there's another thing you forgot to mention who's not leaving the league. They're staying in the league because they got re-signed as of today's Mike Evans to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think we said that.
Did we?
Maybe not. Mike Evans is staying with the Bucs. I thought we said that.
I don't believe we did.
Okay. Yeah, Mike Evans is staying.
And if we did, I'm sorry. But I don't believe we did. But he's back with Tampa Bay again.
Yeah. So, with the draft coming up late April, I think it's like 26th, 27th, something like that.
Yeah.
One of those days. A lot of pieces will move, especially come March 13th. That's when free agency opens, I believe. Lots of moves could happen. Things could go banana crazy. I don't think we'll start seeing maybe draft trades until probably. I didn't think it happened last year to like the week of.
Yeah, you're talking about like how the Bears and Panthers.
Yeah. Actually, teams trading. So, we might have to get with our. We might have to poke Zach into actually doing some TikToks on that.
About signings and trades
signings, trades, breaking news, stuff like that to keep you informed. So. On that note, we can kind of wrap up. I will say this, since we're kind of ending this, we kind of had a break, obviously, over last year. A little extended because we didn't actually close the season because of our editor. Speaking of, we want to try to bring more content, which both you and Zach wouldn't enjoy, which is fine. Each of us have our own thing. Like me, you might be able to throw in your hat in college basketball, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. But we have a little bit of extra content that both Steven and I can run, and then my buddy Caleb will be doing. You obviously know me. I'm Bobby, and a new co-host who's also our editor.
My name is Steven.
Steven, you hear me yell at him constantly every week. Steven, fix it. Steven,
fix this, fix that. You see me on camera once.
Yep. So Steven is still going to be the editor. However, for this portion, he's going to be acting as co-host as well. because he knows the type. You're trying to get it to
Yeah, I'm
do it.
trying to. It's not working.
It did it twice in the other one. I still don't know what activates it.
Sorry.
In this next portion of sports entertainment, we keep trying to find ways to keep bringing you content outside of just football, because that has been our main area of expertise. Now, Zach and Eric, as stated before, they don't entertain themselves in this genre. We're Steven and I, and then I'm going to try to bring in my buddy Caleb.
No, there's no trying.
There's no try. He's going to. He's a big, massive part of this. He'll be here. So as you can probably see on the center of the table, we have removed our footballs, and a big belt is on the table.
Very shiny.
Big shiny. So we are going to open into the world of WWE, specifically WWE for now. I do not watch any of the other shows. I don't do AEW as much as I really want to. I've seen some good stuff out of them.
Dude, especially on Facebook. That's about as far as I go with
I get some TikTok stuff.
Yeah. Dude, Darby Allin last night.
Yep, with the Sting retirement. I get it. I understand that. That's why I want to watch it, but I don't know where to watch it without paying an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
I know I can watch on Peacock WWE. So anyway, we are going to go into the realm. Caleb got me into WWE a while ago. It was probably I was late into the scene. Mm-hmm. It was probably my junior or senior year, maybe even after that. I came in late. I came in after the Attitude Era. The first PLE I ever saw, where you actually had to pay for it.
Yep. Pay-per-view.
Was WrestleMania, and it was John Cena versus The Rock Part 2. That's how far back. That was my first ever
I got
pay-per-view.
Into it with my dad, like when I was like, and I'm talking like the beginning of Stone Cold era.
Okay.
Like
90 something.
92 King of the Ring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when I started getting involved,
Okay.
and then I stepped
And then he
away.
broke his neck. Got it.
Then I stepped away for a long time after the Attitude Era ended, and I was just like, bleh.
I took
PG-TV.
I took a break while I was married, obviously for reasons. I was kind of hit and miss. Maybe watch WrestleMania. I obviously watch every, but actually watching SmackDown, which there is one. You're not going to keep me from Raw, buddy.
Oh, dude, no! I'll stay here and watch it with you.
We got
I'm just kidding,
50
I won't
minutes.
be here that late.
But now I'm watching every Raw, every SmackDown that I can.
Nice.
I'm watching every pay-per-view. There was a while where I wouldn't do that. I would just watch a pay-per-view, and I'm lost in the storylines.
See,
And
same.
now I'm catching it. So I think I was out from basically 2020 to. I think I've been consistently watching for about a year now.
I would say I just picked it back up. I would say I probably started losing major interest, and y'all can say whatever you want. When CM Punk left, I was like, he had some valid points. I was like, bleh. And then I would still watch the Rumble and WrestleMania and Survivor Series with my dad, no matter what. Even before streaming hit, we were still paying for it. And then, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I eyeballed it every now and again. But when I heard Punk was coming back, my eyes were glued to the TV at Survivor Series.
To win, yeah. See, it was always a maybe. It still wasn't technically, unless you found the true spoiler, which I try to stay away from because I truly do want to be. I actually am not a fan of them pre-posting their lineups for Raw and SmackDown. I liked it. I liked it when it was a surprise what I'm going to see.
Yeah, I mean, and nowadays it's kind of hard telling which is which, though. You really have to know the hot spots. You have to like legit be a fanboy or woman, to like know what's true or not. Like I see stuff all the time. Like I saw the cards for WrestleMania this morning.
There's no shot.
There's no shot. That is correct. And if we're talking about the same one, I'm not even going to say it's spoilers because it's probably not going to have Conor McGregor as the host of WrestleMania.
Well, he did just get called out at the last PLE.
See, I missed it.
Did you didn't go back and watch it?
Oh, I did. Never mind, I did. It was like 2 days later. Yeah, you're right.
So what's
I thought it was the Raw after that, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was the Raw. If I'm wrong,
Okay, very well could be the Raw. It was either the Raw or it was at the Elimination Chamber.
I think it might have been the Raw.
No, you're right, because it was back in the States.
Yeah, because I did see it on Facebook, and even if I can't catch every Monday or Friday, Raw's recorded on Sling for me every Monday.
Yeah.
So, but
there was a guy. It was the new title holder for, I don't know,
UFC something probably.
And he called out Conor McGregor. I do remember it. And, it was actually a big thing in my wrestling chat.
Mm-hmm.
Some liked it, some didn't. Some hated it. They've been haters. They like Roman Reigns. They want Roman Reigns to keep winning. They want Roman Reigns to face The Rock. And I'm just like, leave. So
it's been too long.
Caleb's one of them. So he's a Cody hater.
I do not want to meet Caleb. I see.
He's a Cody hater.
He can be a Cody hater. I'm not even a Roman hater. Dude,
I'm not a Roman hater.
It's
it
time.
Is. So here's the thing. Caleb, I'm going to warn you, has some takes that will piss you off. He's going to play the heel. Caleb likes playing the heel.
That's fine. Playing the heel is so entertaining.
Caleb likes playing the heel.
It's so entertaining, and so I'm like an anti-hero.
So as you can tell, we're just openly talking about wrestling.
Sorry.
Which is kind of what you're going to get. What we are going to try to do is on every PLE, starting with WrestleMania, which is April 5th and 6th?
5th and 6th, 6th or 7th,
the
something
first
like that.
weekend in April. We are going to try to get a few different types of content out. We are going to try to either live stream our reactions. We obviously cannot live stream the damn show. We might be able to try to get live. You might be able to see the entire thing of us watching it, but then you also might be able. We're going to try to find a way to get certain clips of like where you can see certain parts of the show and get our live reaction on that. You can post on like TikTok or something like that.
TikTok.
Live stream on YouTube, maybe live stream
somewhere. I think I got the reaction and actually putting footage thing. I think I got that locked down.
Be able to lock that in.
I just need to do a test run.
Okay, we can do a few test runs. So
we can talk shop off camera.
Right. So the other thing we're going to do is before that, in the pre-show, while the pre-show is going, the three of us, which Caleb's not here, but he will be, we all have spent an arm and a leg buying the WWE game. And what we're going to do is that will be streamed and then probably later posted on YouTube, maybe, not sure yet. But it'll definitely be live streamed on Twitch.
And or YouTube.
And well, I know at least for me and him, we've linked our Twitches to the PlayStation. We probably do YouTube. We can probably multicast.
Yeah, I mean, we could, because especially. Never mind, we'll talk shop.
We're going to.
It's almost 8 o'clock.
We're going to get belts like this. We're going to have custom belts, and we're going to try to get. You said this is what, commemorative?
It's a commemorative. Yep.
So we're going to try to get a few commemorative and maybe some bigger, some actual ones. What are those called? Replicas?
Yeah, those are called replicas. Yeah.
They're more expensive. I get it.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to get belts, and what's going to happen is during the pre-show, we're going to play the game, and we're going to wrestle each other, and we're going to
in the game.
In the game.
Not in real life. I'm too fragile.
As am I. As is Caleb. We all are crippled. You can learn his cripple story later. Caleb's cripple story, if you want to hear Caleb's cripple story.
Hey,
I have a cripple story. Anyway, so
cripples.
We are going to fight for the belts in the game, and whoever wins gets the belt. So if you came in with this belt, let's say his character in the game had it, and then I won the number one contender in the game, I would face him. If I won, I would then take the belt and host it until the next PLE. If that belt is being defended, that's the thing.
Yep.
The belt, we have house rules, we have everything. We'll probably post the house rules.
House rules are.
Caleb's legit about it.
They were good.
Caleb's going to post the house once we get them. We'll probably post the house rules as well so that everybody knows them. We have cool things going. So, obviously, like I said, if it comes to a certain PLE and that belt isn't being defended, we just won't defend it. Unless it is a birthday. He added birthday.
Yeah, there's the birthday briefcase clause.
Which Caleb and I, or you and I, will have to wait like a year. Caleb's comes in July.
Yeah, he's
bastard. I have to wait till February. You gotta wait till next March because this isn't starting until April. So
a whole year. Okay.
Yeah. Caleb's giggity about it, by the way.
Yeah, of course he is. Heels always have the upper advantage.
What? He's also going to get the Money in the Bank. He's going to have 2 pieces. Yeah, Money in the Bank. Piss me off.
We're not fighting for that?
We are fighting for
okay.
it. No, he has the actual briefcase.
Oh, he's got the actual
He has
briefcase.
a gold one, which is an old one. He wants to see if they're doing a new design, and he may get the new design one. Like if it's purple, if it's green,
right,
blue, whatever. He's going to probably try to get that one. So we're going to do everyone, and if there's a stipulation, we're going to do the stipulation.
Yeah.
So now when it comes to Raw and SmackDown, we probably won't be doing that unless we talk about how we can do maybe TikTok reactions, some smooth TikTok reactions. I'm not big on TikTok yet. Zach is supposed to be doing those. He just hasn't been getting a lot of content. So content will probably start to stream in here. It's also harder for him since he's on nights and a bum. Sorry, Zach.
Bum.
Sorry, Zach. Anyway, so yeah, this next adventure will be every month, starting in April. You will have at least a big live stream PLE event for WWE. After that, we'll try to get more, and then of course football will be sprinkled in there once it comes back. But WWE should be constant every month, even while football is going.
Yep.
Starting in April.
Busy time.
Well, I think there's only 1 month that doesn't have a PLE, and it's March.
Yeah.
I think March is the only month that doesn't
every
have
year.
a PLE.
Yeah, every year.
So, yeah. And then, of course, again, if we have stuff, it might not be on YouTube, but it could be on our TikTok accounts. When if we can do live reaction of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. So we could get those going too.
Yeah, could, and it could just be one of us. It could just be all of us.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It probably won't even be on our personal accounts. We'll probably still use the main account, which I'll give you. Zach has it. I might have given it to you at one point.
Maybe I couldn't tell you.
And then it's been a while. So
ADHD.
Yeah. Well, for the 4th time, Steven. How many times do you need to be logged? Zach's been kicked out a few times, and he's had to ask me what it was, and I'm like, "You're the main account holder. How do you get kicked out?"
It really would be the 4th time I asked for YouTube information. I keep buying new electronics. I'm horrible. I have a spending problem.
Anyways, that's pretty much the news.
Yeah.
We're going to try to expand and get you new content. So we will probably drop another. Hey, heads up! This is coming this upcoming week, just so it's not blasted to you. So at the end of March, this is March 4th. So probably the week before or a few days before, we'll be like, hey, massive news alert. We'll probably drop it on TikTok. We'll probably drop it on YouTube. Just a quick, hey, big live event coming up. So
this is what we're doing.
We got some things to discuss on how to do it. Definitely because we'll be watching off of that TV.
On a technical standpoint, I'll need to bring my neck brace.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
We'll turn this. The green screen don't even need to be in here.
No, absolutely. I mean, you can leave it. I mean,
it's just I don't know. The cameras will be moved. How we shoot things.
We don't have time to talk technicality.
Yep. You to figure that out. So.
Oh, gee, thanks.
So, you're the tech guy, man.
I better start getting paid. No, I'm just kidding.
Here you go.
Wait, I paid for that.
Solid point. For that, I can we'll just maybe end this episode, and then, we'll get going next year. We might throw a few things up to start when football comes around. So, football is kind of over. Was
for
over
now.
A few weeks ago. And then it's about to kick.
It's about to pick right back up for a quick moment.
A quick moment, just for the draft,
die off, and then
or free agency and draft. Yep.
And then it dies off again, and then it builds.
Yeah. So you get it. Is what it is. So as far as games, we have until September. I don't count August because those are free agency or not free agency, preseason. But
football's football,
I suppose. Anyways, you guys have a good one. We will catch you next season.
Bye. Love you.